to disqualify both teams for being late. We need to get started. So I'd like to welcome you all here. I can see the attitude is right. You've got your pom-poms and you're ready to cheer for your favorite teams. I'd like to acknowledge all of the help that's been given to us throughout this whole period. And we're going to actually list who was helpful and who was doing things for us. But I want to personally just... No, those of you who did, we're not going to name you. No, that's not the purpose of this. But I wanted to just express my thanks to everybody for doing such a great job and for all of you for supporting us. And I want to make sure that this is rather orderly, just in between questions and answers and so forth. So let me give you some ground rules for cheering and applause and that sort of thing. When we're asking questions and giving answers, please keep it very quiet, especially if you think you know the answer. You may just confuse your favorite team. Don't blurt it out, please. We'll have to disqualify that if you do. And the second thing is, after a correct answer is given, and we say yes or no, and we say that's a correct answer, then is the time for you to applaud for your team, okay? And we'll probably have a break about halfway in between if you want to get up and do a cheer, or if Terry just feels it's time, we'll give you an opportunity to do that, okay? At this point in time, I'd like to turn it over to Terry Staggs, who's our MC for today. She has a few things to announce.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce the teams. Because they were first on the grid, we're going to introduce the propeller heads first, although I'm being very impartial. Okay, we'd like to introduce the propeller heads. Team leader is Bruce Williams. All right, all right. We got Stu Cummings. Stu Cummings. Whichever table y'all want. And Joe Barrett. And now we have the other team.
G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi, you're ugly.
Now we have the Pump Busters. The team leader is Chuck Maxwell. Nick Rodano. Jim Brown. And Nathan Brown.
Bob Johnson.
Look at the scoreboard, you won't be behind.
Okay, now I'd like to introduce Bob Johnston. He's going to introduce our... I don't know, they just put his name down.
Their supporters are on
I'd like to introduce Bob Johnston again, who's going to introduce our guest. I think you were set up.
Smart kid. Bob? No.
Big mouth, you say? I just want to say thank you all for coming, and the enthusiasm here today is great, and all through the contest. It's really brought a lot to all the members here at the Charlotte office. And I would like to just take time to do a couple things. One, to recognize some people, our guests that are here. And part of the guests, actually, where this bowl originated was from IBM. And Carol Pierce, who put us on to this, could not be with us today. She had planned to get here, but we're going to send her a video. So we really want to recognize IBM and Carol Pierce. And also, we hope to take this quality bowl intercompany. And some of our companies are here today to really take a look at what we're doing. And I'd like to recognize Andy Jones from First Union Home Equity Corporation, and Dave O'Shea. You can always tell those bankers, like the HR department, all in white shirts and ties. Bill has said there are some people that we really want to recognize, and first I would like to recognize Bill Kirshner, who was the chairman of this entire Quality Bowl leadership, and without his leadership, I don't know if we'd have been as successful as we've been. And on his team, if you would stand, Julie Hester, Doug Laurie, Mary Piasecki, Gary Santour, Terry Staggs, and Bob Turrell. I mean, we did an excellent job. Without the logistics subcommittee, Dwayne Milbrandt, Liz Cohen, and Jack Wright.
Rick.
Rick. Excuse me. Rick. Publicity Promotion Subcommittee, Ellen Stenstrom, Barbara Perry, Patty Cocker, and Stuart Kilburn. And last but not least, those individuals that were responsible for the questions, and some of you might have challenged them, those who challenged is going to be on next year's committee to create the questions, so keep challenging these people. But Doug Laurie, Ernie Liebeck, Gary Santour, Terry Staggs, and Bob Turrell, would you please stand? You did it. Thanks for coming. We, as Bill has said, we have approximately 50% of all the people in this building have been involved in some way or another, either as a judge, committee person, an MC, participants, those of you that are here as guests and watching the matches. So we want to thank all of you for the enthusiasm that what you've shown you. And this is only a beginning. It's just to get us a little awareness of what we're doing in the quality process, but most of all, I hope we're using those tools that we're going to learn more about today. And with that, Terry.
Okay. Okay. Either team need any clarification on the rules? No, you've been through it enough, right? Okay. Yeah, please. Okay. Is the audience aware of the rules at all? Would you like me to just cover them real brief? They have 20 seconds to answer the question. They must start the answer before 20-second timer goes off. If they've started the answer, they may finish as long as there's no pausing. If it's an incorrect answer, the other team then gets 20 seconds at that point to answer the question. If they answer it correctly, they would get the points. And then it stays within the normal rotation. That team then again takes their turn. And if we have to go to tiebreakers at the end, they'll have a minute and they'll be writing the answers. Questions? Huh? I think Bill covered that earlier.
We'll have a break a little while.
Yeah, about halfway through for a cheer. Do we have a cheer now that we want to do?
Cindy's safe.
I've been told I have to keep it down.
Trying to control their party.
Okay. Okay, the propeller heads were first on the grid, so they'll be calling the coin toss in the air, and they'll have their choice of taking first question or not. So team leader, call it in the air.
Heads.
It's heads.
Yeah, what was Here we go, here we go. You go first?
Am I in y'all's way if I'm here? Okay. Okay. First question.
Strategy.
When forming a CAT, include blank blank people that are familiar with the process and can provide necessary knowledge critical to a successful solution.
Five. Process workers.
Incorrect.
Other team? 20 seconds. Starting now. Five.
The answer is process knowledge.
Incorrect.
Correct. Correct answer is process operators.
Dug deep for that one, Bill.
Number one.
Oh.
A blank blank can be used to illustrate various actions and their durations in a way that shows which actions will overlap.
The answer is Gantt chart.
Correct.
Eight.
You're on the board.
The blank of a process begins with the initial activity and ends with the final activity.
The answer is scope.
Correct. A blank blank can be used to communicate a flow of actions and corresponding dates so everyone involved can see in what order and by which dates actions in the project are supposed to take place.
The answer is PERT chart.
Correct.
Let's have 15.
15. Blank, blank, blank is a method for identifying similar conditions in an effort to identify the root causes of a nonconformance.
The answer is thread the similarity.
Yes. Today's the day for that one.
Did
you get that one, Bob? Just a thread up.
Number 9.
9.
Before you read the question, isn't that what Cindy delivered this morning, a thread of similarity?
Yeah, the thread.
That's right.
The third step for eliminating nonconformance is to blank, 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 blank.
The answer is identify the root cause.
Correct.
Top team.
25. A blank must be put in place for a policy to be carried out.
The answer is the system.
Correct. It's 15.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Let's stop here for a minute. give the teams a chance to relax for a minute.
Do we have a cheer?
Good time for it.
Hey, we could use some noisemakers during the cheer. Troy.
Watermelon, watermelon, rhyme, rhyme, rhyme. Looking at the scoreboard, see who's behind.
Do we have any words for the propeller heads?
Got anything for the propeller heads?
And it's back to here.
Your brain activity.
You ain't got no alibi, you're ugly. And it's very ugly.
Joe, I like that. Okay. Number what?
Number 10.
Speak up, Nathan. Are you shy? Blank must be achievable and measurable.
The answer is goals.
What?
Goals.
Correct.
G-O-A-L.
I'm sorry, I thought you said golds, and I was like, okay. Goes.
11.
It's like you.
Easy.
11.
They're screwing up our system.
There are ultimate and immediate blank.
The answer is customers.
Correct. Sorry. Conforming within blank meets requirements because the requirement allows for variation.
The answer is tolerance.
Correct. That's it.
That's it.
Sit still. We shake hands.
Very good.
I want to explain to you that there's a possibility of 300 points. They just scored 160, therefore there is no way that they could be beaten at this point in time. And I want to congratulate the Conquestors for an excellent job. Also, I'd like to congratulate
We haven't told them that.
a team that came a long way and deserved to be here today, worked hard at it. I know this guy took his book home every night because he works across from me. And I appreciate all the effort that they put into it. And I want to express one feeling that I have about this whole contest, not to put your team down. But there are 15 teams that went through an awful lot, did a lot of studying, worked hard, and I want to express my feeling that this is not necessarily a test of your knowledge of quality or even how well you apply quality. It's a test of instant recall. Okay? Now, we limited the body of knowledge, if you will, to quality. And these guys did what we asked them to do and did it extremely well. But I want to congratulate the other 15 teams for doing very well.
We want to recognize the propeller heads themselves individually.
Yes, yes. I'd like to thank Stu Cummings.
Yeah! I can do that now.
Yeah. For the Pond Busters, this is not the plaque that each one of them will receive, but it's very similar to it. What it will have is a logo of the Quality Bowl, and it will have their team name and their names engraved in it, and it'll be for each of their desks so that they can display this proudly in the future. And their team name and their team and their member names will be engraved on a plate on the Quality Bowl, which will be displayed in the lobby semi-permanently.
I'd like to say a couple of words. I'd like to thank my teammate, Nathan, Nick, and Jim. I'd like to thank Bill for putting this together for us. I'd like to thank Bob Johnson for his leadership, Cindy Hartley for giving us the opportunity to participate in this thing. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Peter to come up and say whatever he thinks about quality.
No, you don't.
Clear Wall Street.
Give him the ugly one. Come on.
This is an intelligence test. Well, we know that isn't true. Well, just a couple of observations. One, this was a lot of fun and extremely well done. And Chuck, you'd mentioned Bob, and I just would be remiss if I didn't continue to repeat my appreciation, I think all of ours, for his continuing leadership. He's the one that helps keep this process alive with all of you in the sense of stimulating us, exposing us to new ideas. And he continues to do an outstanding job, and I know we all appreciate that. Secondly, to Bill for his leadership in putting this together. And I think both Bob and Bill and everyone else has done a nice job in acknowledging all those involved in putting this together. It was exceptionally well done. It is a lot of fun. As we know, the quality process is not an end in itself. This is not an end in itself. This is a means to help us implement our strategy. But as we talked, you got to have fun while you're working. And this is part of it. So this does so many things. It's recognition, it's involvement, it's awareness, it's education, and it's having fun. And I think I've been really impressed with how this particular Quality Bowl captures all of those. So my compliments anyway to the winning team and the second place squad and to all those of you that participated. Very, very well done. Thanks.
I hope to see somebody else up here doing it, but I hope to see this again in 1994. Thank you for coming.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, good job.